Hello, Iowa City. You just heard a track from the group Lookbook. They're performing at Public Space 1 tonight in Iowa City, and they are here in the studio with us right now. First off, I want to say that we're very pleased to have you guys come.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Could you first introduce yourselves and maybe what you do in the group?
My name is Maggie, and I am a singer.
And my name is Grant, and I do all the rest of the stuff.
Cool. So my initial reaction from listening to that song in your newest album is there's so much going on, like just between two people, both electronically, vocals and instruments like guitars too. How did this whole idea come about?
Oh boy,
It's a big one.
I mean, really, it's how we write music and everything like that. Is I usually, make up the song and I come up with the parts and I can hand it off to Maggie, and she'll fill it all in with beautiful lyrics and melodies, and then we get together and kind of fine tune it and smash it out into a song.
Cool. And so for your process when you're writing, do you start it electronically, either through a program or something that you have, or do you write on get your guitar first? Or
I use Ableton Live to
Okay.
create most of the music, but I usually do start with guitar.
Cool.
I didn't even know that.
And so Grant just sends it to you once he has this sort of idea, and then you kind of go from there too.
Yeah, sometimes they'll play me ideas at practice and they'll be like, you can't have this song yet. So we need to tweak it some more, and then I literally drive around in my car and sing to the tracks that he gives me, and then
Cool.
then the rest is history. So.
Sounds great. And how many albums or EPs have you released? Is it like 3 or 4?
Well, this is our first full-length record, but that song is of Wild at Heart. And we had an EP that came out last year called I Fear You, My Darkness. And we also have a remix EP out that's called True to Form.
Cool. Has your process changed at all, would you say, from that first EP compared to this full length?
I mean, generally no, but I don't know, Grant, if you have a different way of...
No, I mean, we keep progressing with our songwriting and everything like that, I think. But I mean, the general process is about the same.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. How did you both initially meet each other?
Just through playing in other bands in Minneapolis. Grant was in a hardcore band, like a screamo band called Passions, and I had another electronic project called Digitata.
Cool.
And somehow we ended up playing shows together, and just a few mutual friends. So.
Cool. I know there's a good scene in both the state of Minnesota, and it seems as if Minneapolis too. But again, don't quote me on it, I could be wrong about it. What kind of influences you, either music in the scene or CDs that you listen to, or anything really? What drives you to
Well, I think as far as the scene's concerned, it is super diverse, and there are a million bands, and it's very supportive. We have a lot of local support there through fans and radio stations and other bands. So, by calling it competitive, that sounds bad, but I think it's in a good way where everybody pays attention to what other people are doing, and either take that as inspiration to move forward with what they're making, or taking outside influences from around the country. But I think that it's a really diverse scene, and we're all kind of paying attention to what each other's doing, and that kind of helps drive music forward.
And so this newest album I found online, and you give the option of paying however much you want to download.
Yeah.
Have you found that to be pretty successful and good for you, or?
Well, we don't know yet. It just came out officially on Tuesday. We had self-released it back in October, just locally, and then this label out of Milwaukee picked it up and did this vinyl release. You can download it for whatever you think is a fair price, so that's cool too, but we don't know how it's going to work out exactly.
And so for listeners who are listening, what's the website that you can download it on?
That's listeningpartyrecords.com.
Okay, cool. Let's see, so you are on a tour right now, and I believe on the 20th, I saw on your schedule, you were all the way in New York, and today is the 26th. And you were right in the middle of the United States and Iowa. How has it gone? It seems so extensive and just big.
Yeah, it's gone really well. I mean, it's kind of our first like professional tour where we have a show every night, and it's been going really well. I mean, we had a really great show in New York, and you know, a lot of people from the Midwest come out to see us just because we're from the Midwest as well. And yeah, I've been getting great responses, and we actually have a few fans in every city we've been to, which has been
That's really
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is great to be back in the Midwest, like really.
Are there any groups that you guys have that have opened for you or you played with that you've enjoyed?
Yes.
I'm trying to think
I don't know, like I don't know, we're going to be bad at this. There's a band from New Orleans that we played with at Pianos in New York that was awesome.
Yeah, they're really good.
And their name is...
They never even said their name while they were playing, so I didn't.
see, so that's awful.
There's this hilarious band from Illinois called Dr. Manhattan that we played with in Danbury, Connecticut. And they put on maybe one of the funniest live shows I've seen.
Yeah.
So that was really, really fun. But
Blah Blah Blah
Yeah,
from Chicago. We played 2 shows with them, and they were really, really good. People should check them out.
yeah.
Cool. Well, if it's okay, we can play another song from your full-length album that just came out. Is there a specific one that you'd like me to?
I think
Yes.
The Only Ones. It's kind of a good representation of our more dancier music.
Great. So this is The Only Ones from the Lookbook. Thanks for listening. You're listening to KRUI Radio, your sound alternative. We are in the studio here with the Lookbook. They're performing at Public Space 1 tonight. I believe doors open at 9 p.m., maybe like a $5 cover charge. And Beast Wars and the School of Flyentology will be opening too, which are 2 local groups here in Iowa City. I still kind of want to talk about your tour a little bit more. We were talking about this earlier, this really cool venue in Wisconsin. It seems really neat. Do you want to describe that a little bit?
Yeah, the show we played last night in Beloit. It was at the university, and we were assuming it was going to be kind of a sterile student union kind of vibe when we showed up, and it was like an old school, like college bar just right on campus there, and like we got to play in the basement, and it felt like Animal House, and all the kids were awesome and danced around. It was really cool.
We were like slapping the ceiling, trying to keep with the beat, and then getting way off, and then we would get off, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a really good night.
Cool. And how many groups performed last night?
Just us.
Just you. Wow.
And it was right in the middle of the women's long program, figure skating, and so we were watching it, just like, I don't want to play right now. Like, I want to see who gets the gold.
That's cool. Have you been watching the Olympics, like when you get a chance?
Only in bars.
I mean, yeah, we've been spending a lot of time in bars. I mean, all night, every night. So it's on. I mean, it's been on all of our TVs that have been at. So we're kind of following it.
Cool. What events do you enjoy or watch at least?
I like the one where they have to ski and then shoot a target.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's awesome.
Well, we were hoping that, if they do see like a deer in the woods, that they would just, take care of some business right while they're competing, get some extra points. But
so did you guys have, you played like in Wisconsin, probably a lot of guys our age, and I was just wondering about like your background before the group. Did you go to college or any schooling before?
Yes. I moved to Minneapolis to go to a music college there. It was called Music Tech at the time.
Okay.
Now it's called McNally Smith. And I don't know. What did you do?
I went to the College of St. Catherine in St. Paul for a year, and then Hamlin University for a semester, and that is it.
And
so
is that all in Minnesota?
Yeah, it's all in St. Paul. And,
Okay.
I just make ceramic tiles. So
Cool.
If
If you guys were not actually, say, on this tour or were not even making music right now, what do you think you'd be doing?
We were just talking about that at breakfast today, and
Nothing.
Nothing.
Working at Walmart as a cashier.
Yeah.
We both weigh 300 pounds.
No, I mean, I'd probably do something in art, like I'd probably stick with ceramics. But, I don't know.
I want to be a wedding singer.
Yeah.
What? Do you feel as though when you're making your like ceramics, do you relate that to your music at all?
No, I mean I've had a job in ceramics for so long that it's less of an art form now and more just like a utilitarian type of process to
Cool.
make stuff and pay the bills. So.
Yeah. How about you, Grant? Does anything like that, art or just driving or anything, influence your music?
Does work influence my music?
Yeah.
Basically, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everything does.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could really get into that.
Do you write at all when you're on the road, or is it just like mainly at home?
It's mainly at home. We just don't have any time on the road. I mean, we're in each city for 8 hours basically that we're not sleeping or whatever, and so being on the road is really inspiring. It makes you want to get home and have some time to write. Because you get all pumped up and you get some momentum for doing it. So.
And for this tour you're on right now, you have like an agent, right, booking it now. Before, did you have any tours that you tried to book yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. How did that go about?
Well, it'd be like one show and then 3 days off, and get to another show and nobody's there.
Yeah.
So this has been a lot easier. And that's why I said before it feels more professional because we're not winging it. Like we have people that are helping us along, making sure that we're doing our job. Because at this point, it is a job, even though it's to me the best.
Yeah, definitely. Did you contact these people over through friends, MySpace, or email?
Just kind of I guess through friends. Just kind of happened upon a couple of the guys that we work with. Kind of serendipitous at this point because they're all amazing and everything just worked out so perfectly and just kind of happenstance, I think.
You just meet people when you're out and about.
Yeah.
So,
cool. Well, I'd say that's about the extent of the interview. Do you guys have any future plans musically? I know you just released this new album. Are you gonna keep on that for a while? Or are you gonna start making any more music? Or
yes.
Yeah,
you hope to.
We have a bunch of songs that we're working on, and we'll probably release something within the next year for sure. Right now, we're just kind of focusing on touring and going to South by Southwest next month.
Oh, great! That's nice.
Yeah, so just trying to get our music out there.
Cool. Yeah, great. Well, if you're listening, again, they're playing at Public Space 1 tonight. Doors open at 9 p.m. and Beast Wars and the School of Flyontology will be opening. What track would you guys like me to close out with?
It's up to you.
I know I chose the last one.
Well, let's play it over and over.
Over and over. All right. Well, thanks a lot for stopping in.
Yeah,
thank you.
It was fun.